go unheard. And it's this suggestion of the Murder Commission going unheard that we really begin to see more and more black Americans saying, you know, black power might be a solution. Now, we looked at this a little bit briefly when we did those hate groups back in the 1920s, when we took a look at black nationalism. And the idea here, it's very close. Black power is close to black nationalism. Black power says we should stop asking white people for help because they're not going to give it. Why would they give it? They haven't given it for hundreds of years, so why are they going to give it now? Instead, black power says if a white person wants to attack you, defend yourself. Instead of asking and looking at white violence and then saying, hey, white politicians, look at the white violence, let's make some change, black America says we're going to use our economic strength. We're going to use our political strength to put pressure on you. We're not asking you for help. We're going to make you help. We're going to make you change. And really, what it's going to say is that instead of being BFFs forever, we need to have, in the Black Power movement, pride and cultural awareness of the differences between white and blacks. The group that becomes most synonymous with this is the Black Panther movement. If you've ever seen Forrest Gump, it's an old movie, but if you've seen it, there's this great scene where Forrest Gump runs through the whole Black Power party and goes, sorry if I messed up your Black Power party. Oh, there's a little cat over my shoulder. Hello, Shermie. Where did you go, Shermie? Oh, I don't know where he went off to. So what you're going to see here is that we're going to see groups like the Black Panthers, when they're not being interrupted by Forrest Gump, we're going to see them calling for black control of their neighborhoods, black people in charge of their neighborhoods, black people in charge of the schools, black people in charge of hospitals, black people in charge of the banks. If this is a neighborhood where mostly black people live, then black people should run the institutions in these neighborhoods, mostly black people in the police force. You take a step back, you look at the major institutions in American cities that have power, schools, health facilities, police and protection facilities, fire, government, dominated by whites. Was back then, still is now. Black power says that has to change. Martin Luther King says this idea of black power, of self-defense, and so that's hopelessness because it allows and encourages violence. That's hopelessness. You lash out in violence when you're hopeless. That's what Martin Luther King sees as one of the underlying reasons for the riots between 64 and 68. Hopelessness. So who's going to lead that movement, that Black Power movement that's challenging King's nonviolent civil disobedience?